All right, guys, happy Monday. If you'll please get out your notebooks. Make sure you notice whatever's on the board right when you walk in. Turn to your bell ringer section. Today's says, it's on the board, what is your favorite way to be creative? Today's date is 9/14, so if you'll please write that in your notebook. All right, once you get your response down for that, that's going to play into what lesson we're going to do today. Please keep your notebook out, though, because we have some vocabulary for this lesson that we're going to have to write down. So on your notebook, you did your bell ringer. If you'll turn to a new page and do vocabulary. We have 3 words, so if you will go ahead and write them down, I will, we'll go over them as we're doing our lesson. So remember from our notebook quiz we had on Friday, make sure you get them written down because you will need them again. So 3 words. You do not have to write the 9/14 lesson 1. That's more for my benefit. But you do want to write code. That's to write instructions for a computer. Event, an action that causes something to happen. And the third one is program, an algorithm that has been coded into something that can be run by a machine. You won't use your notebook again to the very end, so you can at least close it and put it up. I'm gonna give you some examples and we'll talk about what these are as we go through the lesson. So I want everyone first to go to Google Classroom and make sure you have joined this class. Although all of our work's in Canvas, I need you to have joined Google Classroom to be in our code.org class, which is what we're going to do today. So go to Classroom and make sure that you're in our class. This is the code. Because if you're not going to get to the right thing on, you're not going to be able to get to the right lesson. Are everybody good? Okay, let's go to code.org. Let me make sure. When you get to code.org, let me see anyone that just joined. Make sure, let me go through this so I can show you. You want to make sure when you click sign in that you continue with Google, because that's what's going to link you up with Google Classroom, what you signed up for, and the class that I've set for this. I'm going to show you what I would like for you to see when you log in. I would like for you to see this course. It says Express Course 2020. And it will ask you for your age. Please put in your real age. Everybody needs to sign in the top right corner with Google, and it should automatically take you to this course, or you should see it once you sign in if you were in the Google Classroom. Did you just sign in with Google? Yeah, if you're automatically signed in, you might need to sign out and sign back in, and then continue with Google. Or anytime you log in, if you do not see this Express course, go in, sign out, sign back in. Make sure. So you're good. Y'all two are good. Is she doing? Okay. Did you do your time? Yeah, I'm trying to sign back in. Continue with Google. All right, did you do? Let's try one more time to sync, just in case it didn't get you. Second period. All right, try one more time to sign in with Google. Sign out and then sign in with Google.
Yes.
Okay, so with this course, this express course is something that we're going to work on for a while. I'm going to walk you through a lot of it because some of you are very quick at code, and that is awesome. But then some people have not had as much experience working with code as others. So we're going to go through the first 6 or 7 levels together. So this particular course, you'll notice your bell ringer asks you what's your favorite way to be creative. I love code.org. It really gives you an opportunity to do some cool stuff. Our outcomes that I would like for y'all to be able to do between today and tomorrow are develop programs that respond to user input, and you'll understand these as we go about. Develop programs that respond to timed events, and then lastly, create dance animations with code. Those are all 3 things that we're going to work on. So I'm going to show you the video up here. If you'll watch, the way these work for you to get credit, you do not have to submit code.org lessons. I can see from my computer what you've completed. In order for the circle or the diamond to turn green, you have to do that level. So the diamonds are videos, the circles are levels, and if they turn a light green, that means maybe you didn't complete them in the time. If it wants you to complete it in 10 blocks and it took you 15 blocks, it might be a light green. So we would go back and see what we can do to get it done within those blocks. So let's watch a quick video clip that's going to introduce this unit, and I'll play it up here. Now. So if y'all will mute your volume, please. I'm playing it up here. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Meryl Putnam. I'm a dancer, software developer, and creator of Irene. Computer science relates creativity in numerous ways, immeasurably really. I mean, once you have the ability to write software, you can put ideas into anything. I do it with light suits. There's so much you can do once you have the tools to write software, and the possibilities are really endless. Over the next hour, you're going to get started in computer science by programming your own dance party. We've assembled some good music and a team of great dancers for you to play with. You'll be using blocks of code to choose different dances. Change your dance moves, make them respond to the music, and make them interactive. You'll see that your screen is filled with 3 main parts. On the left is the play space. This is where your dancers will show up. The middle area is your tool blocks. New blocks of code will be available in this space as you go through the lessons. The space to the right is the workspace. You can drag blocks out of the toolbox and into the workspace to build your program. The instructions for each level will be up here at the top of the screen. Key in is click the light bulb. To start off, let's make a new dancer in this bedroom. First, drag it out of the toolbox and snap it under this orange setup block. This dancer is cat. You can also change where the dancer appears in the play space with this. Above the play space is the menu for picking out music. There are 8 tons of songs to choose from, so have fun finding your favorites. Under the play space is the 1 button. When you press 1, you'll see the dancers from your program appear in the play space and the music will play. Try it yourself. And if you're feeling stuck, it's okay. Just get up and get moving. And before you know it, you'll have made your own dance part. So, what will you create?
Okay, so that was a quick introduction. And like I said, I know some of you can move quickly through this, but we're going to do the first few ones together. So if you will click on the circle for 2, everybody get on lesson 2. The main thing I want you to do, the point of code.org, it teaches computer science principles, but it does it in a fun way. I want to make sure that you understand what you're doing and not just going through the motions. So our directions or the instructions are the first thing I want you to read. It says drag the make a new cat at center block into the workspace and connect it inside the setup block. So here is our setup block, which is empty. You're going to drag make a new cat at center and put it inside the setup block. Make sure it clicks. It's like Legos. Make sure it snaps in place. So we've done our first instruction. The second one says choose cat or sloth to create your first answer. It does not matter to me, but if you click the drop down, you've got an option between a cat and a sloth. So pick one. Our other option here is where we want our dancer to be. I'm going to leave it at center because we only have one. You do have right here, if you want a hint, for some reason as we move on, if you get stuck on a level, you can get a hint there. And here's going to be your song. Ain't nobody tell me this whole unit's going to be songs, so you will need as we move forward, you're going to need your headphones if you want to be able to hear your own music.
Why do they have songs?
Why do they have songs? Because this one is dance party. And I will say the songs they have, they may not be the most up to date for today's songs, but they're not near as outdated as some of the other programs. They try.
What is it?
So if you want to be able to, if you do not have headphones, if you'll please completely mute your volume. If you have them, you can put them in, but leave one, only put one in because I want you to be able to hear my instructions as we go through. So any questions here? When we click run, we've given it the instructions to make a new cat at the center. This is the song we want to play. So that's what it's doing. That's all we've told it to do. So go ahead and click run until you get the notice that says, congratulations, you've completed puzzle 2.
We kind of this, something like this.
All right, pull your mask up.
We did something similar like this.
Awesome. Good. It's a fun way to kind of start learning computer science and coding. So it will go through so many measures before it pops up and tells you, congratulations, you've completed puzzle 2. So any questions on this one? Everybody says, congratulations, you've completed puzzle 2.
Yes.
Okay, let's click continue. So this one is another video. This is going to talk about events, which is one of your vocabulary words.
My name is Karen, and I'm a software engineer here at code.org, and I help build dance parties. To make different dance moves happen at just the right time with the music, you can use something called events. An event tells your program to listen for something to happen and then react right away. Some examples of events are listening for a mouse click, an arrow button, or a tap on the screen. Here, you are going to program a dancer to perform a move when you press the arrow buttons on your screen or the keys on your keyboard. You can use the when up arrow event block and connect a do once block to it. When you press the up arrow key, the code attached to the when up arrow block is run. Which dance move will you choose? Make sure the type of dancer you choose matches one of the dancers you created inside the setup block, or you might not see anything happen. Eventually, you can create more events like this to make your dancers perform different moves each day. Give it a try, and with a few lines of code, you can make your own interactive dance.
All right, so let's look at lesson 4. Well, 3 was on the video.
Oh, great.
So these blocks, these green blocks are your event blocks. Event was one of your vocabulary words, an action that causes something to happen. So this event, this green block does not go in your setup. If you notice, it doesn't have any kind of little dip on the top. It can't go in your set. Even if you try, it's not going to lock in on your setup block. The event blocks can run by themselves. They start a new sequence of code, and they do not need to be connected there. So our directions at the top say the when up pressed block lets you run code when you press the arrows. You may want to turn your computers where instead of like this, they're like this, because you're not going to need the keyboard. It may be easier for you just to, it's up to you though. Use the cats do clap once to make the block to make the cat clap. Make sure you use the up arrow key after clicking the run. So our workspace from our toolbox, we've pulled over cats do clap once. So when we click run, we're telling the computer we want to make a new cat at the center. And when we press the up button, we want the cat to clap. It's got the song here. So for me to do this, I got to press the up button. And he claps, just like we've told it to. If I tell it to do another move, you have to press the up button because that's how you've programmed it. So drag over that one, the purple one underneath. Yep, and then click run. And press the up button at some point. Okay, so let's click continue. Any questions on 1 through 4 so far? Okay, so for this one, it says it's time for a dance off. Program each dancer to move when you press different keys. Choose your favorite move for each dancer or set it to random. So if you'll notice now in your workspace, they've created 2 different dancers. And you can change them, but just have 2 different. So we have a cat that's going to be on the right and a bear that's going to be on the left. So that's the 2. You know that you've got the cat over here, the bear over here. We've got it set up where when the up key is pressed, the bear is going to just do a random, something random each time you press up. It's not going to be the same. When we press down, we want the cat to do something. And you can change it. Maybe the cat does disco. You can pick what you want the cat to do. Just make sure that you only use names that you've already created those characters. So you don't want to have right here like a sloth doing something because you didn't create a sloth up here. So you got to make sure that it corresponds to what you've created. So then if I do up,
What song is that?
all right. So go through that. Make sure you've programmed each dancer to do something different. All right, any questions on puzzle 5?
No.
All right, let's go to 6. 6 is another quick video clip.
I'm Noah Black. I'm a singer, songwriter, and entertainer. Well, I think computer science is really important to learn because computer science is the future. And I think it's important for people to be in control of the technology that is literally controlling their lives. The event we're going to use now will listen for a change in the song. The change will trigger your dancer to do a new dance. Professional dancers practice their choreography by counting the beats of the song. In music, a measure refers to a certain number of beats. In most popular songs, a measure is 4 beats long. To get your dancers to let loose, you'll need a green event block. This event block says, after 4 measures. If you drag out a purple do forever block, you can pick a dance for your dancer to do. Because it's under the after 4 measures event block, your dancer will wait for 4 measures of the song before starting their dance. Keep an eye on the measure counter at the top of the display area. Look and listen for the event that will trigger the dance code. And right on cue, our dancer starts going.
So what they're referring to when they're talking about measures and beats, if any of you are in band, you know a lot of times you're counting like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You're counting, and that's what it's going to do on this. So let's go to our next lesson. Okay, let's get the dancers moving in time with the music. Connect the after 4 measures block to a Sharks do this or that forever block from the toolbox. Your dancer should start a new move after the 4th measure. Measures are used to count time in music. In this tutorial, a measure is 4 beats. So we have our green event block after 4 measures. Remember, it can't go in the setup. It's its own sequence of code. So after 4 measures, we're going to drag over the Sharks do. What do we want them to do? Pick a dance move for them to do. So once you click, let me turn mine down. It's fine. Once you click run, my shark should be in the center, and after 4 measures, 1, 2, 3, 4. But see, it says after 4 measures. Why did he just keep doing it over and over again?
Because you put us forever.
Because I put it in a forever block. What do you think would happen if I put this? Oops. What do you think would happen if I put this this purple one in here? What do you think it would do?
It wouldn't work.
You don't think it would work?
I mean, because the reason it would work, but it wouldn't be on measure or on time.
It wouldn't have anything to do with measures. You were right about that. But watch, if you put it in there, it's going to just do it forever. I mean, it's going to. It's not in any way related to the measures. So you want to make sure that you keep it where they've asked us to. So let's look at number 8. Okay, so this one says, and now we're grooving. Add an after 6 measures block to your workspace. Make the dancer start a new move after 6 measures. So it's telling us to add that to our workspace. So if we add an after 6 measures,
Tropical. No.
After 4, it should floss. And then after 6, so after 4, it flossed, but then after 6, it clapped high.
Yes. No.
All right, so mine had to go through 11 measures before it gave me the congratulations, you completed puzzle 8. So with the right code on that one, you should see the dancer after 4 measures, it does the first thing you tell it to do. It goes 2 more measures, and then it'll do the different dance. But we had to have 2 different event blocks for that to happen.
Wait, I missed my.
All right, any questions on 1 through 7? Y'all got that?
Yes, we got it.
Okay. Or 1 through 8? Let's look at the next one. Okay, this one says, use this new block to set up a group of smaller backup dancers around the lead dancer in the middle. So we're about to add new dancers. Make new in a circle. Now you can create a bunch of backup dancers all at once. So if we drag out the make 10 new sloths in a circle, see what that does. All right, so what are we missing?
It didn't work.
What am I missing? It told me. You also need to create 1 lead dancer. We didn't create our main dancer. We only created our back. Maybe I want to make a new unicorn in the center. I like unicorn. So try that one. You've got the background effect, ice cream ripples. That's where you're seeing that, the background. But then you need to make your backup, your main lead dancer to be in the center, and then use the new block to make 10 new sloths in a circle. So sometimes you have to go back through and kind of go down your. Like that one, but I'm going to do that. Purple. All right, so did everybody get an opportunity to create all of their backup dancers? All right, let me make sure you got. Yep, and then that other red block, and then you can see it makes the unicorn one size and the backup dancers are all smaller. All right, so everyone's good on 9, no questions. All right, let's look at, this is gonna be a short video clip. It's gonna talk to you about properties.
Steve Washington, and I'm an Amazon teacher. I love computer science because it incorporates problem solving and critical thinking. And after putting hours of work into something, you get something really cool and rewarding out of it. So far, we've had a chance to play with some different types of dancers, and we program them to do different types of dance moves. But how do these moves really work? Every dance move is made up of a series of images called frames. Each frame is slightly different from the one before it. When your program runs, the computer shows one frame after another. They're shown so fast that it looks like the dancer is moving. This is the secret behind all animation. Not only can you change a dancer's moves, you can also change a dancer's properties. Properties describe things like the dancer's position on the screen, the dancer's size, and the dancer's color. To change the properties of a dancer, we'll use a set block. Let's use a set block to make our dancers look smaller. First, drag the set block into your program. Then select a dancer you'd like to change and type in the size they will appear on screen. Full size is 100. You choose a lower number, that will make the dancer smaller. The smaller the dancer is, the further away it looks. Using the set block, you can also change a dancer's dimensions, rotation, position, and color. By playing around with these properties, you can make all kinds of changes and link them to different parts of the song. Remember, you can only set the properties of a dancer that already exists. Make sure that your set block comes after the make a new dancer block. Feel free to experiment, be creative, and have fun.
Okay. So let's look at some of the properties. Okay, let me make sure this is up. Okay, so our instructions say every dancer has a set of properties that controls what it looks like. Use the set size or the set block under a green event block to make dancers appear closer or further away. So this is going to be your green event block. So if we do set pineapple size to 50, let's see what happens. What if we, right now they're backup dancers. But if we set their size to 100, see how that, but make sure you put it in the setup block. So we want to make sure those stay as 50. We also could set the pineapples. Tent.
You gotta go, get all the way.
So go through and play around with that set block. That is going to be it for today. If you'll take out your notebook before you leave, and please do the exit ticket. It says, what is the connection between creativity and computer science?